Hey YouTube watchers, this is Junior Chala from Team Scrubberate, and I just came back from regionals in PA. I was playing Macro Rabbits. I already have my invite, so I was playing to top 8, and sadly, I was 6-0, and I got 2 L's after round 6. So, round 7 I lost to Mermail Atlanteans, and round 8 I lost to Dragons. There were 10 rounds, and I figured with the next 2 record I couldn't top. Therefore, I decided to just not try to go through the paperwork again with getting my invite. So I just give away my wins to the people I play next. So I was testing out the deck for about a week now, and I chose a little bit of different things that regular generic rabbits play. I mean, the deck itself is pretty generic. There's not much you could fit in, but you could side in, and your extra deck choices could be different. And throughout the whole day, I never opened sack. I opened sack in 2 rounds, but it was like one in round 3 and probably one in round 5, and it was like Rabbit Tour Guide and about 2 or more back row, but it's never been like Rabbit set like 4 open macro. It's never been like that, and I haven't opened like that, and I still managed to do pretty well. I usually open like 3 vanillas per per round, and it happened a lot. Even in when I was in table 1, people were watching me play, and they saw my hand. Like, I opened 4 vanillas, and I still managed to win. So, I mean, I'm not saying the deck is like skillless. I thought it was gonna be like a little bit skillless, but now you need a little bit more skill to play it off. If you wanted to make it work and all that stuff. So I'm gonna try again in Edison, and I'm gonna change the deck up a little bit, and I'm gonna try again in Edison in New York. Hopefully, I'm able to top and probably win. I don't know, just play maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the monsters first, and then spells and traps and spells. So of course I play the 3 Guaivas. I think these are like one of the best cards that the deck has on its own, because if you don't open Rabbit and your opponent sets a monster on you, I think Guaiva's like ridiculously good, especially if you're playing a mirror match. It's most likely going to be a Night Cell, maybe set, or a Sanguine, but you just go into the Lagi or Dolga before your opponent does with Guaiba if you don't open Rabbit. It's a really good card. I love Guaiba. The 3 Sabersaurus, I got a lot of compliments for making them look a little super or ulti. And the 3 Caboozles. Yeah, standard. I decided to main 1 Snowman Eater. I felt with the hype of rabbits, and like I I felt like Snowman Eater was essential to main. I thought I was gonna face a lot of rabbits. I only ended up facing only 1, and then I faced a lot of windups and about 2 agents. So yeah, it was pretty. So many still did work. 2 rabbits, of course. I main 2 Reapers for the stall, and I was actually even thinking of playing 3, because the reason why I play Snowman Eater and Reaper is because I play 2 Leviair, and going into rank 3s is not like I don't know. I feel like the Reapers are good to stall enough to get your Leviair play. And 2 tour guides, of course, the Night Assailant and the Sanguine. That's the monster lineup. I think that's 18. And then for the traps, the Starlight Road, 2 Fiendish Chain, 2 Bottomless, 2 Torrential, 2 Warning, Solemn, and 2 Macros. And I decided to main a Mirror Force. I did the same thing in when I was playing windups and sectors were big. I feel that Mirror Force is still kind of needed. Like I know some decks play Dimensional Prison and stuff like that, but I feel like just maining one Mirror Force should be enough. And I was kind of like I haven't played the game like in a while, and I didn't know what I was gonna see, and I was expecting it in sectors too. That's why I didn't play like Dimensional Prisons or anything main. But I only played like one insector, and it was like a mix of insectors and frogs. It was an interesting deck, but when I played him, it was like game round 3, and he was 2-0. So I don't know. I don't know. He was 3-0, I think. I don't even know, but he was. I don't know. The deck seemed consistent, but anyway. To the spells, I play Soul Taker, Book of Moon, Master Reborn, Dark Hall, Heavy Storm, 2 Amethyst, and 3 Lances. I think that's 11, so that's a total of 41 cards. I had 40, but I added a Mirror Force to make the deck a little bit more like defensive. And then for the extra deck, it's a little different than usual rabbits. So I'll start. I didn't edit. I didn't fix this up. So of course the 2 Lagia. I always go into 2 Lagia usually, even if I open like so many like 3 vanillas or 4 vanillas. Lagia, it's always made for me. And I play the Tula Bayer. If I can find it. Okay, Tula Bayers. Really good to play too. I feel like you need it if you're gonna main macro, because you don't have much to recycle. So since you don't have much to recycle and you usually want to go into Lagia to make your opponent go -1, I chose only to play 1 Dolka. And I figured I was testing this deck for like I said, a week, and like I never went to 2 Dolkas in any game, and I never needed a second Dolka. I felt like 1 Dolka was good enough, and like after today, I still think that 1 Dolka is good enough. I never had the chance to go into 2, and I think like I said, 1 Dolka. That's it for me, at least preference. 1 Zenmains, 1 Cowboy, 1 Tempo, and I'll talk about him in a little bit. 1 Maelstrom, Utopia Ray, Leviathan, Pablo Imperative, the starters for the road, and this guy, Musa Rhythm. Okay, so I chose to play him over Acid Golem, and I chose to play the Utopia and Utopia Ray combo. I feel that rabbits don't have like any beaters to hop over things, except for like of course Acid Golem, which is like a 3000 beater that you later regret when you lose the game because of him. But I think Utopia is needed in the deck. I went Utopia today, and I actually won because of him. And I like when he had no more attachments left, I ended up with just a 25 beater. I could have went the combo with Utopia Ray to detach and all that stuff today. I guess the dragon match that I played, but I chose not to do it, and I did the right play anyway, because that guy ended up having a Veiler in his hand, and but he still beat me. I drew 3 MSTs game 3, and because I sided 1 in and took out the heavy, so for the decree, but he didn't draw the decree, and I opened 3 MSTs, so that's Yu-Gi-Oh. And anyway, this guy, he's ridiculously good. I feel like he's better than Acid Golem in my opinion. Because when any Djinn Exceed attacks into a monster, you can detach one from him and they will double. So right off the bat, he will just be like 3000 like Acid Golem. So he could get rid of problem monsters like they have a Leviathan out. You could just hop over that. Or let's say you have this happened to me with a friend. let's say you have a dead Maelstrom with no more attachments. You summon him and you switch your Maelstrom to attack mode, and then just swing with Maelstrom and use this guy's effect, making Maelstrom 36, and like it's a pretty big Maelstrom for till the end of the turn. And same thing with, and I think hold on, his effect is, no, never mind. I thought it was more than once per turn, but the last line says once per turn. But he could even make a pumped up tempo go up to like 54. So really good guy. Like I hopped over 32 beaters with Maelstrom and him. So I think this is way better than Acid Golem in my opinion. But if you guys still like playing Acid Golem, that's your choice. I hate Acid Golem. Every time I used to play Rabbit players, I won because they would make Acid Golem against me, and then I would just stall for game. And yeah. Okay, so my side deck. My side deck was really interesting in some way. I made interesting choices, and it kind of like surprised some people when I was playing when I would draw cards from my side deck, because they would just like wonder why did I run it, and then I would like ended up explaining to them sometimes. And yeah. Anyway, I'll get to it. 3-dimensional prisons. Like rabbits need to hop over. Can get rid of big monsters. So the dimensional prisons at 3, I think it's really good, especially if you have a Logia out. And they try to get rid of the back row. You could just negate the Logia. As long as Logia negated one card, he already did its job. You're just making your opponent go -1. And even if you're negating an MSC, if it's like past game 1, you know your opponent's gonna side like Snowman or things that pop your Logia. So might as well just negate as soon as you can, so that your Logia did its job before it leaves, and you running into something like a Snowman Eater or something. So 3-dimensional prisons is really good. 2 Maxis and against a mirror match and windups. Yeah. The Pot of Avarice against decks that I don't need macro for. I side out the macros and all that shenanigans that I don't need, and put in the Pot of Avarice because I need for me to plus. The Gores that goes with the Maxis too, and I play the extra macro, of course, because for Alanians and Dragons and all that stuff. Surprisingly, Alanians and Dragons beat me, and I hate that deck so much that I sided this too, but I never got to draw any, so that's fun. Like against the Alanian guy, I did draw the macro, but he had a Dust Tornado, and yeah, it wasn't good. It was just not good at all. So yeah, I started one Needle Sealing against windups. I didn't get this off at all today. I didn't even draw it. So but I used it before, and it's pretty good. The third MST aside, really good card, of course, and the Dust Tornado. And I chose 3 random cards, I guess, and in a way not so random this one, but I decided to side Kinetic Soldier against 6 Sams, and people were like wondering like why do I keep citing it, because I wasn't gonna see 6 Sams or whatever, but I felt like 6 Sams is a really hard matchup. I don't know. I've played about 4 on locals, but like I didn't play none at all, so I didn't side him in. So I'm not sure if I should take him out or not. But right now he seems like he's iffy in my side deck. But I just put him in last minute, and I thought it was really good. Second card that was random. Morphin Jar number 2. This card is really good. I was thinking of citing it from a long time ago. And I feel like in rabbits it has so much potential because usually I started in against windups, 6 amps, uh, some even dragons, because what happens is that when you basically just leave them set and pass. You don't flip it on your own. You don't summon any more monsters with him. Just leave him set and pass, and then your opponent is gonna like run into it eventually, and he's gonna go potentially really nag, and he loses mostly all his field. And if they happen to be XYZs, he doesn't special summon anything. But if they happen to be monsters, then he like mills until he gets to level 4 or lower. Against Winders is really good because they just if they have like 4 XYZs and a rabbit, they swing into this. They get to mill so many cards because they wasted so many resources, like 3 sharks, the rats, and like all that stuff. Well, only if they have like a rabbit out, and like the rest of the exorcists go back to the extra deck, and they only get to summon only one monster. So I think Morphin Jar #2 is really good. Uh, yeah, and like again, if you're playing windups and you set this and you set back row, they're usually gonna call traps against you. They don't really care about effects so much because they do probably think it's a Reaper. So yeah, and he's also level 3. That's what I like too. So you could just normal summon it and combo out for Leviair if he's dead in your hand because you're having control of the game. So he's a really good card and really good potential. Third card, last card, Shield Crush. I think this is like one of the best cards, better than No Amount of Crossfire in my opinion. You can cite it against Geargia, you can cite it against Gravekeepers, really. And honestly, I think this the reason why I think it's better than No Amount of Crossfire is because it gets rid of the Reapers, the Jelan Duos, and all that stuff that are a problem while they're already face up. And so like when you attack your opponent and you have more monsters, and they drop a Gorse, they're gonna summon it in defense mode because they're afraid like you might have lands or something like that. And usually they do the same thing with Trag. If you have this card in your hand, and that's what you're going for, you swing in so that they drop the Gorse or the Trag in defense mode, then you have control with Shield Crush. It won me a game. It won me the game. And people saw me using it, so like they were like, damn. I mean, like, yeah, it's a really good card, and yeah, like you guys should check it out. Really good deck. Well, anyway, I'm gonna fix my side deck and I'm gonna fix my deck a little bit before going to the next regional. So stay tuned to my next reports on how I'm gonna do on my other 2 regionals. Thanks for watching, and I'm sorry if I'm rumbling upon some words. It's really late. It's like 3 a.m. right now, and I just got back home, so I'm really tired. I haven't slept in a long time. But again, thanks for watching, and take care, guys. Peace.